Hi Canada, this is a big special day. Very fortunate to be here with co-directors, award-winning co-directors, Lipovsky, Adam Stein of the film Freaks, which is opening in theaters. We're super excited about this. And not only that, these gentlemen are here to tell you how to make your film no matter what.
What's up, Canada?
Hey, First Weekend Club.
We love First Weekend Club.
Tell us about the journey of Freaks, because at some point you guys made a decision together, we are going to make this film no matter what. What does that look like?
Well, I mean, Zach and I, we've been, I would say we're more like struggling filmmakers who've been at it for 15 years.
Wait, hold up.
Trying to get
Hold
stuff
up.
made. Yes, we have been in Hollywood in meetings, but man, that doesn't always lead to things.
Yeah, you
like
have a
we
lot of
think.
meetings where they go, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to make this.
Or they say, "We love you. Come back sometime," and it never leads anywhere.
And so we just got to the point where we realized we had to make a movie that we didn't need someone's permission to make. Because the tough thing is when you're always making movies, you need more money than you have. And so you need someone to let you do it. And so we just made this decision one day. We went for this long walk along the streets of Los Angeles together and said, you know what? We just need to make a film that no one's going to let us make, that we just have to make without anyone's permission.
Yeah, a lot of the times I think filmmakers feel like they need someone's permission to go make their movie. They need a big producer, or they need a big actor, or they need, a big investor to say, yes, I'm gonna do this with you. And it's nearly impossible to get that sort of permission. So
Well, hang on a minute, because you have two stars and a very soon to be emerging little A-list, young, talented A-list
yeah.
on this film. So you did attach Bruce Dern, Oscar nominee. You did attach Emile Hirsch.
Yeah, it sort of came in reverse for us. Because we wrote this script thinking, you know what, we have no money, we have no stars.
What do we have?
Yeah, let's write a movie that is only based on what we have right now.
Which was me, Adam, his son, and his house, and his camera.
And that was like the first draft. We said, we'll make this with our Canon 5D in my house, and we'll play the roles, and my son will play the kid. And that was the first draft of the script.
So what is the script? What elements are we talking about? Because you guys went on to premiere at TIFF. You won every award, I think, at the Paris Film Festival.
Paris International Film Festival. Fantastic Film Festival.
Yeah.
Probably not Best Short Film, but all the others.
We won Emerging Director at Vancouver Film Festival.
It's incredible. And Fantasia Fest, you did Comic-Con. This is no feat going from the scenario, no small feat, given that you started in your house.
Yeah, I mean, we had this approach of basically, if we can make the movie for nothing, then we can say we're making the movie no matter what. And then as we did that, people started getting excited, and a friend here and there will start going, well, I'll give you a little bit of money, and suddenly we had 50,000 instead of 0. But we could make the movie for 50 if we had to. So we were always in the position of being in control, and then we started hiring cast and director, and that got us the ability to get, Bruce Dern to play the role that I was going to be in, which is so much better than me doing it. But if we didn't get him, we could still make the movie.
Yeah.
So we were always in that driver's seat, and then it led to eventually having a movie that had movie stars in it that got us into TIFF and got us our theatrical release.
Yeah, it's really a sort of a reframing. It's like, you know what, we're making this movie no matter what. Once you decide that, and you've written a script that can be made for nothing, if you have nothing, then you can proceed without anyone's permission.
And with each thing that you get, you can say, okay, now we're making it with this. But we don't have to have this if they say no. And you can just, and that becomes contagious. People end up wanting to give you things just because you're making it no matter what.
Yeah, there were some like big, powerful Hollywood agents that we said, we're making this movie. And they said, so you don't need our star in your movie? No, we'd love to have them, but we don't need them. We're still making it. Well, we want to be involved. Don't hang up yet.
So that's the trick.
Yeah.
Playing hard to get with Hollywood.
I think there's a bit of, human nature or psychology there, yeah. Freaks is a sort of mysterious, suspenseful sci-fi thriller that has a lot of twists that You know, parts of it are like a horror movie, parts of it are like, you know, action movie. But it really keeps you guessing. So we always try to avoid spoilers when we talk about it.
But we can tell you what happens in the first 5 minutes.
Tell us.
It's about a little girl who's grown up her entire life inside of this one house. She's never been outside. She can't even look outside. And her father says, if you ever go outside, people will kill you. Kill both of us. And she's starting to get to the point where she's not necessarily trusting if that's real or not. She doesn't know. And near the beginning of the movie, she gets up the courage to escape the house for the very first time and realizes Dad's telling the truth. People are out there and they want her dead.
No? Bruce Dern plays a very creepy guy driving an ice cream truck around her house, trying to woo her outside for some strange reason.
Creepily charming.
Depends on your point of view.
What kid doesn't want ice cream?
What moviegoer doesn't want Bruce Dern?
And lots of crazy stuff happens. I mean, it's pretty cool because people who love sci-fi movies, horror movies, superhero type movies come see this movie and they're like, wow, this was cool. It was something different than what we usually see. But then some people who love dramas come expecting like a Sundance type film like Room or Florida Project starring a kid, and their minds are like, whoa, it goes to places I didn't expect. So
And it truly has
cool,
those
right?
elements.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons personally that this film is so interesting is because when we go see these huge action films, the big summer blockbusters, we love them, we've seen them, but you often hear and read in the blogs everyone tearing apart the lack of depth in a lot of the storylines. This film is so satisfying to people who love the action, love the drama, love the suspense, and really need and want and deserve the story.
Yeah, there was, we were at a film festival recently and we were sitting in the audience and this grandma, sort of stereotypical grandma, she had the white bob, Tweety bird grandma sat right in front of me. So I had the screen and her little bob sort of there. And like in the first, few minutes, she jumped out of her seat and I was like, oh boy, what is she going to do this movie? And then when we got up to do the Q&A afterwards, she turned and she was like, I loved that movie. Thank you so much. I would have never seen this film, but it was, so beautiful, but so exciting. And it was like, wow, like we nailed that demographic.
We've got the grandmas. Bring your grandma.
Let's get back to the day you decided you're going to make this no matter what. You were in Vancouver. How did you put out that first call to action, call for support? Because we know, we've been following you along the way, community was a huge, huge aspect of this. And like you said, once you get the ball rolling, people want to sort of latch on.
We were shooting the movie in Vancouver. We had a very limited budget, so we knew we were going to need the support of the community to make the movie possible. So we posted this video on Facebook basically saying, hey you love movies, want to come help make a movie? Whatever you want to do, come to our set. We will feed you. That's about as far as the compensation will go. But you'll have an amazing experience, being part of getting to help a movie. And people came to do all sorts of different things, including a whole bunch of people just showed up to a random parking lot to help paint this ice cream truck.
That is awesome.
And just for 2 days, strangers, we never even got to meet them, came to show up to
You're
paint
like,
this.
what is this movie about? Painting this truck?
But yeah,
without that kind of community support, the movie never would have happened.
Yeah. Well, and I know you say, oh, you're struggling filmmakers, but, or you had said at the beginning, you're really not. I mean, you guys, you've produced and directed how many seasons of a Disney television show?
Right, but what's really special about this is the reason we made this is we've had success directing other people's projects, basically. But we wanted to create something of our own. And we had tried many, many times to create things of our own, and no one ever would let us, basically. So this project is our own voice, it's our own story, it kind of shows exactly what we want to do, so that hopefully in our bigger directing career we can kind of get a little bit more of the creative reins, because what people think of when you become a successful director is you get to do whatever you want. That is not the case. When other people are paying for it, they get to do whatever they want, and you're there to hopefully create it for them. So this film really represents that it had to be low budget, so we had the creative control to create something that was our own.
And working on that TV show you mentioned, we worked on 2 seasons of this Disney TV show that was canceled right as we were starting to make Freaks. And so a lot of the people who worked on that show, we were like, please come help us. The producers of that show said, we're about to throw out all this stuff that's in this soundstage. Do you guys want any of it? So we went with all our, crew friends and kind of ransacked this soundstage to just pull pieces into the Freaks. Basically, anything we could scavenge is in this movie.
This is amazing. And how did mentorship come into play? It doesn't sound like you were getting too much mentorship from above. Were you? And also, how did you mentor all those volunteers who did decide to come be part of this set? I'm sure they knew that if it was you two, it was going to be kind of awesome and exciting because that's your history.
Well, we got a huge amount of mentorship ourselves, mostly because this is the first film that we produced ourselves, which we didn't know how to do. So basically we had probably about 10 or 12 producers, and we just kind of would rotate through which one we would call every day.
Not working on the film.
No, just people we knew who were real producers.
Yeah. People who told us, I don't really have time to work on your film.
But feel free to...
Can we still call you for advice? Yeah, sure.
And so
it's like
every day we would call a different one of them and be like, so what do we do about insurance? So what do we do when we're trying to get the rights to this thing? And how do we, what do we ask for in the actor's contract? And so we got a huge amount of mentorship.
Take note, people.
Another thing that we found is that some people, I think, are embarrassed to admit they don't know things. But we were never embarrassed about that, and there was a lot we didn't know. So often when we would call people, for example, an insurance company that we're supposed to buy insurance from, we would say, hey, we're filmmakers, we've never produced a movie before, we don't know what this is all about.
Never bought insurance before.
But we need insurance, please explain it to us. And often people in those positions are very refreshed to hear that and happy to share their expertise.
And they'd be like, yeah, please just send us the such and such form. And we go, And where do we get that? Oh, you get it from a lawyer.
Yeah.
Oh, lawyer, great. Yeah, we'll get one of those.
Or Creative BC, dealing with the tax rebates and stuff. It's like, okay, we've never done this before, guys. What do we do? Start from square one. And we really got an education in producing, but also just really we're honest about, we're just making this little film and please help us.
That's such an important point because if you're watching, you're most likely a creative or someone who enjoys creativity and supporting that. How many creatives out there, myself included, might stall on something because you don't know the answers to every single thing? And from different people I've spoken to, different filmmakers, it seems that is a theme for everyone. You kind of are stuck at the gate, you're wanting it so bad, but you don't know, and it stops you. And it's really refreshing. You would just say, throw that out the window.
It depends what's stopping you. I mean, I would say two things. One, admit the things you don't know, but make clear the things you want to achieve. And then also make sure the things you want to achieve are things that you can achieve quickly in the near future. Sometimes a lot of people have goals, and it's not that you shouldn't have goals that are super far into the future, but also have near-term goals. Because if you only have goals that are, I'll do this if I get $10 million, then you might spend a lot of time not actually doing what you love. You should still have your $10 million idea, but also have your $30 idea, so that you can create that, which will lead to doing a $100 idea, which will lead to doing a $100,000 idea.
And that was
apparently
that was something we learned in our 15 years of hustling and grinding unsuccessfully. Is that we had written scripts that could only be made for $50 million. So of course that stalled. Nobody is gonna hire a newbie to do that, and we sort of had to get a few of those out of our system before we realized oh yeah, okay.
No one's gonna give us tens of millions of dollars.
They might now.
Yeah, well then you just change the date on when you made the script, go and like this, and then you go, hey, look what I just wrote.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I have another question for you. How do you think that the fact that this film was made in Canada and is Canadian made a difference on the ultimate end product?
Well, the biggest difference it made, other than just having amazing Canadians making the movie, was getting into the Toronto Film Festival, which we were programmed by the Canadian programmers. Toronto is one of the biggest film festivals in the whole world, so having your film there is very prestigious, and we were programmed by the Canadian programmers, so their belief in the film was really the thing that led to its sale to the American audiences and across the whole world. So that, being Canadian, helped us get into the Canadian Film Festival, the Toronto Film Festival, which was such a huge spotlight. And then they did a huge amount to kind of promote it.
And it was named in their top 10 of the year.
Yeah, TIFF Top 10, meaning that of all the films in Canada, it was, in their opinion, one of the top 10 films.
But I would say that the Vancouver film community that really kind of got behind the movie and helped us make it. I mean, the movie wouldn't have even existed if it weren't for the really talented crew and community that got behind it.
So really, without community, it's nothing. At all stages of the game, and right now for this weekend, it is crucial that the film industry, film-loving community come support another great film. And it is a great film.
Yeah.
So excited about this.
Yeah, I mean, it's that probably we're probably done there. I don't know how this is.
And